Hi, I'm Kevin Crosley, and this is Executives in Golf Carts Having Fun. As president and CEO of Arc Herkimer, I take big swings for the organization, and one of those big swings was our acquisition of the MV Golf and Event Center. 175 acres of pristine property, 18 holes of golf, restaurant, bar, and an event tent overlooking the beautiful Mohawk Valley.
Hi, welcome to the Tin Cup. Can I get you started with drinks?
I'll just have an unsweetened iced tea, please.
Okay.
A diet?
Okay,
All right, thanks. So, Mindy Cervoni, how you doing?
Good, how are you? Thank you for having me here
Well,
at this
thanks
beautiful
for
place.
joining us. It's a perfect day here in the Mohawk Valley. We're glad to have you. Mindy, obviously, as the CEO, President and CEO of Community Services for Everyone. One of the things I wanted to ask you was about the name, because the interesting thing, and if you look at your logo, is that you actually have the number 1.
Well, we were formerly Community Services for the developmentally disabled, but then we took a look at all of the people we were supporting, and we realized, well, we're supporting more than people with developmental disabilities.
Sure.
We do a number of housing opportunities in the area. We do affordable housing. We also provide service to people who go through the eligibility process, and then OPWDD says, well, you're not eligible, and then they have nowhere to go. They have no one to help them.
Okay.
And so we still serve them. And
Okay.
so in the end, we change it to everyone rather than Community Services for the developmentally disabled, really to get rid of the label,
Okay.
but also just to accurately reflect the bigger population.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you've been there now for 20 years. How long have you been the CEO?
It's about 7 years now.
Okay. And how are you finding the big chair to be?
You know, it's much better than I expected. I was a little nervous in the beginning. I spent many years on the service side of the business, providing direct service. And, you know, being the CEO, I thought, gosh, I'm really going to miss the day-to-day of working with people. But you get to do more of it.
Here are your drinks.
Thank
You
you.
ready to order?
Thank you.
I think so.
All right, what can I get you?
I'll take a chicken Caesar salad, please.
Okay. And for you?
And I'm going to have just the regular Caesar salad, the classic, so no chicken for me, all right?
Put that in for you.
Thank you.
you.
So that work-life balance, sounds like you've found it.
Our workplace, and we stress this with all of our employees, is, you know, kids are important and your family comes first. And, you know, if I have to run out to run my kids somewhere, I can work later on that day. And so we're very fortunate to be in a field where there can be some flexibility.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it's very true administratively that we do have some level of flexibility, and it's obviously a little more difficult for some of the direct support professionals to have that same luxury. How are you doing out there in the Buffalo area trying to find people?
Direct support professionals, we need more of them. We don't, just like, you know, our entire industry, don't pay them enough. When the fast food industry received a higher wage and we were really left behind, that caused a lot of our longtime employees to jump ship because they needed to do so to, you know, feed their family and create opportunities for themselves. And so, you know, we really are hoping that someday the state prioritizes the direct support professionals and really pays them the living wage they deserve.
Tell me a little bit about the Alliance.
Love the New York Alliance for Inclusion and Innovation. Actually, I just left their strategic planning retreat that we were there for the last 2 days, and you know, it was really a common theme about what's the next step in the industry and how can we help you know, lead the charge.
We all feel, I think, they're doing a pretty nice job for our industry, but you're serving on all these boards that I saw in your bio that obviously must pull you in a million different directions. How you doing it all?
Many of the boards I'm on are industry related, so it just helps, to keep learning and impacting the direction of the field. But also, again, it's just about the advocacy to make sure that we continue to expand opportunities for people we serve. When I started community services 20 years ago, we maybe were a $5 million organization, and we're over 40 million now.
Oh.
And that's really just revenue generated to pay for employees to, support people with whatever needs.
So what do you think? Community services for everyone? It's time to take on a golf course, restaurant, bar, event center?
This is motivating. I have seen a lot of people here. I mean, it's a lot of work. I can't even imagine 18-hole golf course. You must have a lot of employees. Do a lot of them include people you support?
Yeah, the beauty of this thing, and that's why I talk to a lot of places about it, is that this is really mission-based. Last year we had 58 people with disabilities that were either employed here or received day services here. And it's just, the membership loves it. They love seeing our folks up here. It's the most inclusive environment you could possibly imagine.
We actually right now are in the process of developing an affordable housing project going up in the city of Buffalo, and it's the first project in Erie County to support permanent housing for survivors of domestic violence. We already provide case management, court advocacy, different things to help them, redefine their life and move on to something that's bigger and better. But this is going to be just absolutely gorgeous, amazing, permanent affordable housing, so then they can, whether it's an individual or a person with a family, just rest easy in a great place to live, and we can continue to help them find the job of their dreams and just remain out of that difficult situation.
That's got to be serving an immediate and very needed need in the Buffalo area. And I think, yeah, you made a point at one point about the domestic violence. We do a lot for people in our industry, but that's one of the things that we don't pay a lot of attention to for whatever reason, and it obviously is out there.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, when I first started community services, I ran this women's group. My master's is in clinical psychology, and what I found was a common theme of these women who were taken advantage of, whether it be financially, someone was taking their paycheck, or physically abused by the partner they decided to live with. And at the time, they just said, where else am I going to live? Who else is going to be in my life if I lose this person? Sure. And so the joy of this women's group was really to empower the women together to say, you can do it and we will help you. And it was amazing. But through this process, I realized, wow, there's a lot of people who, if they don't have somebody to tell them they can do it, or know how to advocate for themselves, or have resources to get out of that abusive situation, they'll just stay there.
Right.
And people with disabilities are often victimized. Sure. So I feel very, very fortunate. We're helping the same people, it's just we're helping them in a different way.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Thank you for coming.